I thank everybody for being here. I definitely thank the parents for coming out today. That's awesome. You know, that's awesome. Before I even start, a lot of people think that, you know, we're parents, we're like cavemen or something. So the first thing I want to do is we understand it's a pandemic. We understand 2020 is like one of the roughest years, you know, since I've been alive. I want to have a moment of silence, 17 seconds, for the 170,000 people that died from the coronavirus. Starting now. Thank you. All right, with that being said, we do respect the fact that it's a pandemic out here. But the situation with the Big Ten, the lack of transparency is a problem for parents. I know a lot of parents can't be here. It's a Friday, we at work. You know, see all these parents that's out here. They miss work. They had to do plans with stuff at home to be here. So the reason we are here is because we want to have conversation. That's simple. We want to have conversation. We want to play in the fall, but regardless of playing in the fall, we want to have conversation before the spring, before next fall, because we feel like, most of us feel like, you know, with this pandemic, things are happening, but things are not going to change as we see forth. The coronavirus and stuff like that we think it's the new norm, and it might not change. So I want Commissioner Kevin Warren to have a Zoom call with all 14 parents associations, and all of us parents will feed our information through them. I want to have a Zoom call with Kevin Warren, the 14 Big Ten Parents Association presidents, and the ADs to clarify some things. So for instance, for example, just to give him an example so he know what I'm talking about. For example, my son Shaun Wade has a possibility to go to the NFL next year. I would like for him to call the NFL and tell them to move the draft and the combine back. You know, parents have the best interest for the kid in mind, period, point blank. You know, somebody can say that, you know, they love them, but you don't love a person as much as a parent does. You know, I'm just a dad, and I just want to spark the match of conversation so we can start. Again, I got to reiterate, we don't have to play in the fall. We want to play in the fall. We want to do everything we can to play in the fall. We don't like the way the decision went down about the presidents and not knowing whether they voted, didn't vote. We don't like that. We feel like our kids wear Big Ten on their shirt, on every jersey. I don't know if it's on mine. Mine might be cheap. But on every jersey, our kids wear Big Ten on it. We represent the Big Ten. It's just not an Ohio thing, and it's just not a good thing to have a kid disappointed over something he can't control. And as a parent, what you try to do is you try to make sure the next time that happens that you do everything you can so he won't have to feel that same feeling again. That's my only point. Anybody got any questions?
Did you reach out to these guys, and what have they said to you?
No, I haven't reached out to them. I reached out to Ohio State to make sure I was doing things the right way and make sure my momentum and my message was right. And I feel like us playing safely is not a harsh thing to say. Let us play safely. I think that's not a harsh thing to say. Anybody else?
What would playing safely look like in your mind?
And that's the thing. That's not my job. I'm probably not going to be. I'm going to be a part of this movement no matter what. But that's the parents associations, the colleges, and the Big Ten's job. But we want to get some transparency on it. We want to know, okay, what has to happen in these different areas around these schools for us to move forward safely. We just don't want them to say, okay, we can't play because uncertainty. I'm military. You always gonna have uncertainty. You know, we got to do better than that.
Have you tried to reach out to the school president?
You are worried. You say you're putting your kids in harm's way by having them step on the football field. You touched on this, but how would you respond?
I responded to that by saying, anytime you put your kid on the football field from Pop Warner all the way to the pros, it's a contact sport. The kids go out there, I say the same thing again, the kids go out there and kneel before the game. They don't go out there to kneel to say, let's beat Iowa. They don't go out there to kneel to say, let's beat Ohio State. They go out there to kneel because they're praying to come through the game safe, because people get hurt, critically injured all the time.
This is a decision that the school presidents really kind of supposedly have the final say. Do you want to talk to the school presidents that are above the ADs?
The thing about it, in my opinion, this is not me. All this stuff is going to get funneled up through the parents associations. But my first opinion is, if we got transparency and know who said no and who said yes, maybe we should be protesting on our own campuses. But we need to know that. If we don't know, because people saying we did vote, we didn't vote, we just need to know.
Randy, what does it mean to you to have parents from Iowa and Illinois and different schools come out here and support this cause today?
Awesome. It's awesome to have everybody right here. It's great. The thing about it is it's great for everybody to be here. It's awesome. The thing about it, when you're a parent, you're a parent. When you're a true dad and you're a true mom, you know, you have some of the same feelings, and it's just awesome to see them out here supporting. It's great.
Randy, if all the leagues in 2 weeks have decided we're not playing this fall, how does that change your view, some of the others' view about what the Big Ten?
That would change my view and my message, but at the same time, we got to realize we don't want in the spring and next fall for them to say the same thing regardless. We want, as parents, want to have some transparency of what's going on, and we should, because those are our kids. Or does Kevin Warren think that when they go to school, they're grown and we don't matter anymore? And what people got to realize is the whole nation is going to see that how Ohio State treats our parents. They treat them good. The whole nation is going to see how Iowa treats their parents. The whole nation is going to see how the Big Ten responds when parents have an outcry. That's what's most important.
So Commissioner Warren already said that he's not going to revisit this conversation. So what do you think?
That's not an option. Our kids play for you. Exactly. That's not an option.
Exactly.
If he had something going on with his son and Mississippi State, I'm not talking about him playing or not playing. But if something going on with his son and he wanted to know, as a parent, that's not an option. That's not an option. You need to talk about it.
So you're not necessarily concerned about the fall season together. You just want to sit down and know what the plan is for the fall season, whenever it's going to happen.
Yeah, he say he's building a team. Of course, we don't know the people on the team. We don't know who it is. We don't know what the stipulations are for us to play or not to play. We just want transparency and know what's going on as parents. See, our kids, people want to say our kids are grown, but there's certain things our kids can't say because they have a reliability to the school. The coaches, certain things the coaches can't say because they have the same thing to the schools. So as parents, we don't get paid by Ohio State. We got our own jobs. We can talk.
Do you think that it's safe for players to play a winter spring season and then in the same calendar year play next fall, which could be like 18 games in a calendar year?
I don't. My son was hurt. For example, my son was hurt after the Penn State game, and he grinned and bared through the whole season, and he had to have a surgery after the season. Like, these kids, they give it their all, and they sacrifice their body. They need time to rest. So it's all the same importance as we're talking about the coronavirus. Could be the same importance of them resting, because them not getting good rest could lead to injury down the line.
Would you guys encourage the NCAA to reconsider the waivers in the schools? Because that got a lot of backlash when it came out. But I've heard from other parents they would be willing to sign it. It is a liability component as part of this.
I mean, I would, but I can't speak for every parent. I would.
And another parent?
Are y'all good?
Come forward.
Hey,
Randy, could you do your name for me one more time?
my name RANDYWADE. All right, so when we say let us play, we don't necessarily mean play for the fall. When we say let us play, we mean show us transparency. When we say let us play, we mean communicate. When we say let us play, we mean our kids are important to us. So I'd like to start that chant right now. Let us play! 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 Let us play!